Approaching the ring from San Francisco, California, the Internet Champion, akaBPhife.
Nikki, hey, I know, the party's started.
It's almost over. Where are you?
I'm on my way.
You make me crazy.
Haha, what's going on, people? BPhife here, back at you with another video. Is it worth 65? Watch Dogs. That's right, that's right. But before we get into this, let me tell you a couple of disclaimers. First of all, I do not have this game. The footage that you're seeing is courtesy of one of my buddies that got the game early. We played this over the Memorial weekend, which, by the way, was silly for them. They should have released this before Memorial weekend rather than the day people come back from Memorial weekend. Doesn't make sense to me. They could have probably made some more money. People have more time to play it. But hey, whatever. All right. Another thing is this 65 is going to be worth. Is it worth 65? Is going to be purely based on, should you buy the game at $65? Okay, now that's always been what I promoted, but this time I want to actually make sure that you understand that that's what this review is entirely based around. Okay, so there's a couple things that I want to talk about and I want to get to kind of share with you. Now, keep in mind some of the things I'm talking about. I have no clue which video my friend is going to send me when I produce this video, but just try to maybe use some of the things that I say and kind of maybe compare it in the gameplay footage that you're seeing. So first thing let's talk about is, of course, graphics. Right now are not next gen or current gen, however you look at it. It's not PS4. It is not PS4 staple. Okay, to me the best coming out of last gen to next gen breakthrough in graphics was still 2K14 basketball. Nowhere close to that. It looks like the game was made clearly on last gen and just, you know, like the definitive mode they did for Tomb Raider and you know, some of the other games that they're trying to remake on here. It looks like that's what's going on. Okay, and this would explain to me why there was a lot of delays. Okay, let's talk about gameplay. Now, gameplay wise, you know, you've played it. It's basically all of the prior Ubisoft game mechanics rolled into one. Let's go ahead and let's rattle off some of them. The driving is from their game Driver. A lot of the animations, a lot of the feel of the game, that's all from the Driver. A lot of the movement of the main character and a lot of the climbing and agility is obviously from Assassin's Creed. The cover system obviously is from Splinter Cell, to be able to go cover for the cover, marking enemies. Again, Splinter Cell. There's some other little nuances that, of course, suggest Splinter Cell. The makeup of the game to me is Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed, and a little bit of Ghost Recon. Okay, and quite frankly, all of the other games that they've made as well. Okay, so if you look at that, really, you can kind of see all this other stuff. So I covered gameplay, I covered graphics. But I want to maybe go into a little bit more with the gameplay mechanics. Now, the main thing is the hacking. That's supposed to be the feature of this game. That's what's supposed to make this game so intriguing. Okay, but before I go there, I want to just say real quick that all of the hype and advertisements and the prolonging and all that stuff, to me, was more of a distraction to what the game should have conveyed and relayed to the user itself. Okay, but I want to say the hacking, even though that's supposed to be the meat of the gameplay of Watch Dogs, and to me the game that lacks. Okay, there's really no hacking involved. It's one button, point, click, and something's supposed to happen. To me, another thing is the fact that everything is hackable. it kind of doesn't make sense in the real world. Okay, now they try to have a story to explain why this is the case, which, you know, quite frankly, could be believable in story and video game aspects, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But at the end of the day, the hacking is really lackluster, in my opinion. Okay, now I haven't had a chance to play online, so I really don't want to get, you know, into that. If I ever actually decide to own the game, then maybe I'll you know, review that or rent the game. Now, is the game worth $65? Just based on those few things that I talked about, and I will talk about this a few more times. Is the game worth $65? Well, I think it's unfair to compare this to any other game. It is a unique game. I wouldn't compare this to Grand Theft Auto. I would just say it's its own game, but it's a hodgepodge of a bunch of different ideas and mechanics involved. Now, is it worth $65? That's the million-dollar question. I think just on the hype alone, people are going to buy it anyway. But to me, I think the game is not worth $65. If you can endure your thirst a little longer, you can probably quench it for about $39.99 when you see it.